Hi, this is Ian Wright, and this is part 6 of an introduction to meditation. And really in this work, we're just introducing some different ideas and kind of tricks, I suppose, that I've been teaching and learnt over the years with regards to helping kind of get over that initial difficulty in meditating. When you meditate, all we're really doing is sitting quietly and being. And the amazing thing is it's incredibly hard for us to do that because our brains are engaged the whole time. We're constantly thinking. Our brains are in the future, they're in the past, they're all over the place. And as we learn earlier in these techniques, in order to find a kind of place of neutrality, we have to just allow our thoughts and beings to be wherever they are. And by that actual practice of allowing, it can soften it and allow the brain to quieten down and find a place of neutral. Now, this one's going to be about space. Not space as in planetary space, but location. So where we are, where our brain is. I do a kind of still point when teaching a pediatrics course. We run a pediatrics children's clinic, charity children's clinic, where we teach osteopathy to pediatrics to osteopaths in a postgraduate way, and treat children with special needs. And people come from all over. Some people fly in, some people come from all over Ireland where the practice is, and they've travelled a long way. So what we do in this still point often is I just allow people to arrive, literally. It's that idea of coming into ourselves, returning home to ourselves, because if our thoughts and our feelings, etc., are in different places, literally in different locations, it can take a little bit of time to actually arrive, and a little bit of consciousness, being conscious of where we are. For example, if my mind is with a certain member of my family, say, and they're not here, literally part of my energy is wherever they are, even if they're in a different country. So this kind of creates a fulcrum away from us. And actually, our energy is in 50 million different places. And the idea of becoming conscious of that, of where part of us is, almost, the process of becoming conscious to it is fascinating. It immediately, that fulcrum comes back to us. Bringing consciousness to something with a degree of acceptance and allowing it changes it, shifts that back to us. And that we use that as a principle of treatment when we're working with people. And so there is this idea of allowing yourself to come back into your body, literally our energy to return to us. And this is what we're going to work with today. It reminds me of, I think in the 1950s, there were a group of Native Americans who visited London for, I think, a show at somewhere like Crystal Palace. I'm not sure where it was, but and they were putting on some sort of situation. Anyway, they arrived at Heathrow, or it was London Airport, I think, at the time, and they all just sat in the plane, and someone asked them, "Why are you still sitting in the plane? We've arrived, And there was a very clear and simple response. They said, we're waiting for our spirits to catch up, which is a lovely kind of example of that waiting to arrive thing, waiting for different parts of us to come into ourselves. And so just bringing an awareness of where we are in space, where our energy lies in space, is extremely helpful as a starting point. Because if part of our thinking is worried about a child, a parent, or someone somewhere else, literally our energy is there, and we don't have to stop that, but we just acknowledge it. And by acknowledging it, our energy returns to us. It's a starting point of meditation, and it's a really nice way, and especially if we're distracted. That whole term being beside oneself, it has a real true kind of energetic quality to it. So let's just try that, I think, very simply. So sit comfortably, maybe close your eyes. That can help. Or you can have your eyes just drop down towards the floor just in front of you, whatever feels more comfortable. Different meditation, different people like to do meditation. Certain Buddhist techniques like to keep the eyes low and dropped down off below the horizon. Other types of meditative practices are more around closing eyes. I think that it really does depend. Actually, if you're trying to bring your energy back in you, sometimes when the eyes are closed, it's easier. And so this is a good one to do, actually, if you're just arriving at work or something like that, or arriving home from work. And if you're doing that, just ask yourself, tune in to the softness of your breathing, like you've done in previous techniques. And just allow your body to relax and just increase the out breath just a little bit so you can drop and let your energy drop a little bit on each out breath so you calm yourself and relax. And just ask yourself, is my energy all here? Is there any part of me or any part of, for example, my energy left at work at that situation or that emotional point of discussion, say in the workplace today or in that phone call? Just acknowledge where you may have almost left some of your energy, and just acknowledge it and accept it and allow it and feel, just get a sense of it. And when you see it, it's just for a brief sense. Just allow that to come back. Don't force it back. It will come back all of its own accord. You'll actually feel the energy return to you. And actually, if we get perceptively good at this in terms of our sensory experience, you can really start to see where you're losing energy almost, where you're leaking, you could say. Some people would talk about leaking energy. This is just a very gentle way of restoring that to yourself, just acknowledging it. And don't go looking for it. Just see what strikes you and just allow everything to soften and come back. And there may be 2 or 3 locations where your energy is, it's not here, or it's in the car, or, or if you've just woken up, it might be still in that dream, and just allow that to drift slowly back to you. And as it comes into you, you actually feel your energy restored to yourself, and everything can drop and get quieter. And then maybe just one more place, something like that, of some sort of thinking or some sort of bit of energy that's dropped off somewhere along the way, and just acknowledge that wherever that may be. Could be a thought and a feeling, but it's actually might be in a place. And this fulcrums, it's pulling your fulcrums in and allowing us to return home, which is in our bodies. And actually it feels nice for your energy to come back into yourself. And it softens. And your body relaxes. And any thoughts and feelings and emotions that arise, allow them. It's all about allowing, it's all about bringing consciousness to whatever is with an acceptance of it. And it's okay, whatever it is, wherever it is, it's all fine. And that quiet builds internally. And you can kind of rest in that quiet. Sit with that quiet, sit with that developing stillness. And we're just returning home to ourselves. And as the mind goes quiet and the stillness develops, just stay with that as long as you feel comfortable. There's no need to sit forever. Just a few minutes of it is enough to start with. And you'll naturally find that you'll want to be in that place longer and longer each time, because it feels nice. It feels like you're coming home. And it feels tranquil. It feels calm. And it's restorative, actually. We're restoring our energy to ourselves. And if you try that when you first arrive at work, or you first arrive home, or actually if you just get off the plane, before you get off the plane, as the plane arrives, just allow your energy to arrive with you. And that consciousness can be very helpful when you're traveling, when you've been on a trip or wherever. Or if you're at home and your mind has wandered all over, which it can do equally. It's the same thing. The energy's the same. And just enjoy that restoration of yourself to yourself. I wish you well.